What up, people? This is Bunjo. Today's video is going to be another one of those videos about crazy interesting facts about Hrvatska, Croatia. Yeah, I gotta bring you guys a few facts about the history, the army, everything, you know what I mean? So there's nothing else to do but let's get into the video, my man. And I always like, subscribe, share, press that thumbs up, put that thumb up my butt, baby boy. And visit www.thisisbunjo.com. buy a t-shirt. I know that's a shameless plug, but hey, let's get into crazy Croatian historical facts. This is the Bunjo show. This is not your show. I traded the 905 for G-O-O-O. This is Bunjo show. Wow. Now as I'm walking, hold on, actually, you know, as I'm walking, I got a few facts off the top of the dome. What are they, Bunjo? Is that what you're asking? Well, these are them, so let's get into it. The first interesting fact is there's this man named Ivan Vucedic. He's from the island of Hvar on the Adriatic Sea on the Dalmatian coast. He moved to Argentina, and he was the first one to put somebody behind bars by using a fingerprint. So he's the reason why we all have to use fingerprint technology. I'm sure if he didn't figure it out, somebody else would have down the line, but still, Ivan Vucedic is the man, and that's a fact. Did you guys know that Franjo Tuđman is the one who put the coat of arms at the top of the šavnica, the checkerboard on the Croatian flag? Each one of those shields actually represents a province here in Croatia, and that's pretty cool. I thought maybe you guys didn't know that, maybe you did. And speaking on the flag, if you see a flag without the coat of arms at the top, the little shields, and it's just a checkerboard, the šavnica, and the white checker is first on the checkerboard, on the šavnica, that means that's a fascist group called Ustaša. And yeah, I have one of those flags. Didn't know it was fascist, but I'll still rock it, you know what I mean? Because I think it's a beautiful flag because it's before the time of Franjo Tuđman, you know? But hey, that's just my views. Damn, there's a couple. Now let's get on to the next ones. Did you know Nikola Tesla's hometown was the town of Gospić? It's a border city of Croatia and Bosnia. And speaking of that town, there's a memorial site, like a little museum of Nikola Tesla. And also, there's also a huge historical fact there for Canadians. That is where Canada and Croatia went through the forgotten war, the forgotten battle. And yeah, they had a war there that lasted 8 days and resulted in some deaths because the Serbs were occupying Medak Pocket and they kept bombarding everybody. And then the Croatians, they agreed to agreement, but then did a sneak attack, murdered a bunch of them. It was a gruesome war, and the Canadian UN peacekeepers were there, and they had no choice but to get involved with them hammers. They let them hammers fly. There's another interesting fact. Crazy, right? Somewhere in the 1960s, around the 1960s, Josip Tito, the ruler of the Republic of Croatia, or Yugoslavia at the time, had a space program called Candlestein, and he actually sold the blueprints and everything to John F. Kennedy after getting bullied and blackmailed to sell the blueprints or whatever. He sold it for $2.5 billion back in the day. That'd be equivalent to like 50 billion now. Yeah, so Josip Tito is another one on the space exploration. So Croatia is the forgotten party of all the space explorations back in the day. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And so it's Croatia, Soviet Union, and the USA, the three main compadres for the space exploration back in the day. And that's a fact, my baby boys. Yeah. So Ustasha in the 90s, and Ustasha was the Croatian fascist group, and goddamn, the Chetniks were the Serbian fascist group. But little did people know, they think that they always hated each other, but actually these guys were working together because they're for the people of the Yugoslavia, they're for the people of Croatia, they're for the people of Serbia. But the government pitted them against each other, which made them fight each other for money eventually. And there's this man named Thompson in Croatia that sings all these songs, and he's still beloved by many and hated by many also. So he has a mixed following, because some say this Thompson guy was a war hero, and he's what the people needed back in the day to give them strength and power to get through the dark times of the Croatian/Yugoslavian history. But others say that he's a fake, he's a phony, he never really fought in the war. But at the end of the day, I believe even if he didn't fight in the war and he's singing about this, he gave the people power of Croatia to fight back and keep their head up. So sometimes you need that, you know, that little push. And that's how it is, right? And yeah, that girl just looked at me while I was filming. She's like, this man is talking about them. Yeah. Yeah, but that's a fact. So Thompson, love him or hate him, he's still a big part of Croatian music here. And that's a fact, I swear. I love Thompson, man. Čavoglave, that's his, oh yeah, and Čavoglave is actually his hometown. And that's about an hour away from where I live. So you'll see me visiting there soon. Čavoglave, check it out. From talking to locals, I figured out that Croatia could be facing a crisis in the future because all the youth are leaving the country to go find better jobs and greener pastures elsewhere. So I think Croatia should do a better job of keeping their their youth intact. And also, they gotta stop, I hate to say this, but they say the government's crooked here, and that's the reasoning behind this. They gotta do something about that, keep the youth in Croatia, because if you look around, without tourists, everybody's old, you know? All the young people are leaving. People don't even want to take over their houses, like their grandparents' houses or their mother's houses, because they'd rather leave to Germany and stuff where they can make money. But it's like this, if you're smart, you can make your own business, but the government always puts their hands in your pockets here when it comes to business, is what I'm told. I don't know, I haven't had a business yet, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hearing, that's what I'm saying. So damn. Now, growing up as a young boy, 98 World Cup, Croatia, they finished third place. They beat Netherlands in the third place game. They lost to France. Lilian Thuram scored his only 2 goals in his life against Croatia, and that happened in the semis. And that year, there's a man named Davor Šuker that won the Golden Boot, which means he got the most goals in the tournament. And that's a huge, huge, huge accolade for a small country like Croatia. And it was a new country in the World Cup. It was their first year that they could qualify. But Davor Šuker went from being the best soccer player in history, the biggest hero, because he did it just after the war. He was the only bright light, shining light in the dark times, right? And slowly, he became the super villain. He started hanging out with this guy named Mamić, and they started doing all these shady deals, and he doesn't care about the youth. So he went from hero to zero real quick, and I mean real quick. So there's a little fact about that. That's crazy, right? And I love Davor. And when you come around here and say that, they go like this to you. Don't mention that name, boys. Yeah, so if you're traveling down the Dalmatian coast and you want to go to the historic town of Dubrovnik, I'll tell you what, you got to go through a country of Bosnia. So you got to have your passport ready, and you go through this country of Bosnia. I think it's called Neum, the little region of Bosnia. So now what the Croatians did to make their travels easier, they actually built a bridge to Pelješac. It's an island, and it's going to be the Pelješac bridge and the Pelješac tunnels and all that. And it's going to, they're making this huge bridge connected to the island that's still Croatian property, and then connected to Dubrovnik on the other side. So you bypass all of Bosnia, which is huge, because now it's going to be hassle free and you get to go to an island. And yeah, thanks to the Chinese that funded the bridge, they won the bidding war to build it. It was between them and the Austrians. I think the Austrians started it off, and then the Chinese finished it. And yeah, now they have that. And Bosnians are pissed because they say it cuts off the water to their country, I guess. And it's like, you know, that whole meme where it's like Bosnia's trying to swim, Bosnia's trying to swim. Yeah, I think that goes with it, you know. And Croatia's like, no way, because they're hugging the whole coastline. It's funny, man. Yeah, so there's a little Pelješac bridge information, and it should be done being built in 2022 or this year. And then 2022, they say that all the tunnels and the pathway to Dubrovnik should be ready, because they got to build all the tunnels through the mountains and stuff. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty huge infrastructure, and pretty big deal here, you know what I mean? Just think, the big bridge from Chiovo Island to the mainland of Trogir was a huge deal here. They all take pictures with it and everything, you know, and it's just a simple bridge. It's no skyway or anything, so it's pretty crazy. So here's a fact, a weird fact maybe, about the food they eat. On the island of Vis, they eat these things called dormice. They're basically like a squirrel or a chipmunk or something, and they eat these things like they barbecue their whole body, and then you put it in a sandwich, the whole body, the bones and everything, and then they bite it like a sandwich with a little squirrel sandwich. It's a little whole bunch of squirrel bones and everything. That only happens on the island of Vis. And sure, you get all the other weird things like hearts, gizzards, you know, and all the rest of the intestines, but that's the weirdest thing that I could think of. And also, they eat donkey cheese here. I never knew that they made cheese out of donkey stuff, donkey milk or whatever, but hey, at least it's not cheese from the bowl, if you know what I mean. I don't know, they might do that somewhere down the line, I don't know. But yeah, those are the two weirdest things. Everything else is fairly normal. They eat, I don't know, just meat, vegetables, that's it basically. So there's the other weird facts. And I also want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you liked this video. This is a little series. This is a second part to the series. I'm going to do a few more of these kind of videos. I think they're interesting. They give you a little knowledge, a little insight on who the Croatians are, their culture, and just facts you didn't know about probably. Because not too many people know about Croatia, especially their facts, their twerks and you know, all that stuff. Like I don't know. So remember to press thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, all that, baby boy. Go to www.thisisbunjo.com, buy a t-shirt, support your boy, and hopefully I'll see you in Argentina soon. Bye.